Ford, a former industry leader, is currently in financial trouble as a result of making a significant commitment on electric cars. Due to the unpredictable nature of EVs, the corporation is having difficulty making ends meet, and Captain Jim Farley's crew is not getting what they had hoped for. We'll talk about Ford's electric vehicle crisis today, which has been in the news recently in the auto sector. We'll look into Ford's strategy for meeting this problem and moving toward calmer waters in this video. Would you please wait for this investigation to conclude? It is crucial to take into account the larger background of the automobile industry in order to fully appreciate the severity of Ford's present predicament. Since more people and businesses want to minimize their environmental effect and cut down on carbon emissions, the market for electric cars has expanded. By 2040, electric cars are expected to make up an incredible 58% of new auto sales globally, according to Bloomberg NEF. Automakers need to create economical and viable electric cars in light of this trend. However, Ford has just lately joined the market with its Mustang Mach-E, while other big automakers like Tesla and General Motors have made significant investments in the development of electric vehicles. As a result, Ford currently has a difficult time keeping up with rivals and satisfying changing customer needs. Crisis number 1. Ford has many difficulties, one of which is manufacturing capacity. By 2022, the business expects to have invested $11.5 billion on electric cars. It may not be possible to meet demand with the facilities and manufacturing lines that are in place right now. After realizing this, the corporation decided to construct 2 new production facilities, one in Tennessee and one in Kentucky. However, constructing new facilities is just a small part of the picture. Ford must also guarantee that the electric cars it manufactures are practical for everyday usage, in addition to being reasonably priced. Although the Mustang Mach-E is an excellent beginning point, the business must keep coming up with new ideas and develop more widely accessible electric cars. Crisis number 2. The infrastructure required to support electric cars is one of Ford's challenges, in addition to manufacturing capacity and vehicle attractiveness. Electric vehicles need charging facilities, in contrast to automobiles that run on gasoline. This implies that owners of electric vehicles must have access to a network of charging stations. Even while more charging stations are being constructed, there are still not enough to satisfy demand. For owners of electric vehicles, this might lead to range anxiety, which is a significant turnoff for buyers. Crisis number 3 increase caused by a new labor contract between the company and the United Auto Workers. The contract mandates greater compensation for workers, which dramatically rises manufacturing expenses. As a result, Ford predicts that EV pricing will jump by $850 to $950, owing to these labor costs alone. This creates a tremendous challenge for Ford's profitability, particularly considering the company's current financial woes. Careful financial management is vital for Ford, as they aim to escape the prospect of bankruptcy. Crisis number 4. Ford's troubles with its staff have been emphasized by their decision to lay off around 700 employees from the Rouge Electric Vehicle Center in Dearborn, Michigan. This unpleasant but essential move was taken to avert bankruptcy, resulting in a decrease of Lightning manufacturing to just 2 shifts. Further layoffs remain a possibility should EV sales fail to increase. While this scenario is terrible, it is crucial to note that Ford's competitors are continuously seeking skilled and experienced staff. As a result, these personnel are likely to discover new chances that leverage their knowledge and talents. Crisis number 5. Although electric vehicles were previously greatly expected, the reality in the US has not lived up to expectations. Consumers have become more wary of their expenditures, and the drawbacks of EVs have been more evident. With poor infrastructure and battery life concerns, particularly for vehicles like the F-150 Lightning, adding weight can drastically influence the range, rendering them unsuitable for towing and loading tasks. Despite price reduction, the F-150 Lightning remains undesirable to purchasers, with only 39% of inventory sold in the first 30 days. The Mach-E has similar issues, leaving the future of Ford's EVs questionable. Crisis number 6. Ford's electric vehicles are suffering dealer discontent across the US, with many dealers reporting an oversupply of unsold Lightnings and Mach-E models. This production surplus has led in dealers declining monthly EV allotment due to lack of demand, leading to charges of franchise law. violations by Ford. One dealer went on the record to emphasize the problem, blaming Ford's errors for the overproduction issue. The company distributes EVs to dealers based on demand, but this technique has failed to address the bigger problem of unsold cars. Overall, dissatisfied dealers are disappointed with Ford's management of the EV market and the issues provided by unsold inventory. Crisis number 7, Ford's $12 billion. Investment in electric vehicles is being reversed due to weak consumer enthusiasm, causing the carmaker to dial down its plans. Ford had intended to develop a new battery factory in Kentucky. However, this investment has been delayed due to the expected risks of bankruptcy and financial losses. As a result, it is predicted that Ford would move its focus to building hybrid vehicles or extended-range electric vehicles, similar to Ram's new Ram Charger, which employs an internal combustion engine as an electricity generator. This technique solves one of the biggest issues regarding the F-150 Lightning: battery drain under heavy loads. It remains to be seen how this new approach will play out for Ford in the competitive EV industry. Crisis number 8. Ford's electric vehicles are facing a troubling problem: growing inventory that dealers are struggling to unload. Despite the automaker's ambitious production goals, demand for these vehicles is falling short, resulting in an accumulation of unsold cars on lots across the country. For example, in 2022, dealers were able to sell almost 87% of their Mach-E inventory within 30 days, but this number dropped dramatically to just 27.7% in the same period the following year, a 50% decrease. The situation is even more dire for the F-150 Lightning, which is experiencing even lower sales rates. Although facing a massive setback of $4.5 billion, Ford's CEO remains strong in his trust in the potential of EVs, despite present market apathy. However, such unshakable belief may represent a risk to the company's financial viability, an issue which could be compounded by opting to pursue EV development. Nevertheless, Ford's traditional models remain highly profitable with $1.9 billion in net profits for Q2 alone, providing both money and confidence to continue investing in EV innovation. To tackle this challenge, Ford has partnered with several companies such as Amazon and Electrify America to provide charging stations and installation services. Additionally, the company plans to collaborate with other car manufacturers to develop a universal charging standard, which will make it easier for electric vehicle owners to charge their vehicles wherever they may be. Despite the major challenge posed by the electric vehicle crisis, Ford has taken steps to address the issue by investing in new manufacturing facilities, partnering with other companies to provide charging stations, and prioritizing affordable and practical electric vehicles. However, the company still lags behind other car manufacturers in this sector. It's important for consumers to demand sustainable transportation options to encourage more investment and innovation in electric vehicles, leading to a reduction in gasoline dependency and a more environmentally friendly future. Thanks for joining us today. Kindly like, share, and subscribe to our channel.